And we are live.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
For a second time today.
Yes.
So, hi, I am Yolanda Harper. I'm co-founder of Harper Therapy. And I'm here now with Dr. Giara Blanco. And we have a theme for today. We've been on live a couple of times. And our theme for today is kids. Right?
Children, families.
Pregnancy, postpartum, adding kids to the family mix and dynamics. So, if you missed our live earlier, we were talking with Teresa Jennings as her role of a doula and how care for during pregnancy, postpartum, that. And now we get to have a conversation about how having kids or how introducing different child dynamic affects the relationship.
Yes. Understanding that the relationship in and of itself is the ground for ongoing change, and then when we add children, how that changes. So we're going to talk today not only for parents who are giving birth to their own children, but parents who are using a surrogate, who are adopting, or parents who are blending families. All of the tips that we're going to talk about today, or the pointers, not tips, apply to
Covers
all
the
of
spectrum.
them.
Yeah.
So first of all, understanding that relationships are a space of change. There is one thing that you can count on, and there's going to be change, no matter what.
Whether that be job, whether that be whatever.
Yes.
And then as you go through a relationship, you kind of shift and change as individuals too. So
You change as individuals. You change. You're learning to live with somebody that maybe you had lived with before, or you haven't. You are understanding how to manage extended families. You are understanding how to manage relocations due to jobs, new jobs. So all of that, is it stressful? It may cause a bit of stress. Is it manageable? It's definitely manageable. And when we add children to the equation, then we have a different layer of complexity. Not bad, but just being aware that it is there.
Well, there are moments that it's really challenging, and it's moments that it's amazing, right?
Yes. And I'm going to start with something that's going to be very controversial. Yes. The first tip that we want to share, the first pointer, is that the couple should always be number one when children come in. And I know, and this impacts me as a Latina woman, because we are told once you're a mom, your role is to be a mom and nothing else, and you leave your partner aside, you leave your womanhood aside. No. Studies have shown that when the couple is together and they set their intention to giving the other person that first priority, the family is healthier, the children are healthier. So
and that's not to say that you don't take into account the children. It's not all or nothing, right? But it is like, let's prioritize energy, attention toward the relationship.
That intentionality of let's make it happen, that date night or that day date, let's make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a few things that we kind of came up, setting that time for couple time. Then the second pointer would be discuss prior to the arrival of the baby, what are your values and beliefs, and how are they going to play into the parenting? If you have that prior to sleep deprivation, the conversation is going to be so much better. So much better. Understanding that parenting approaches change. You may have a family of origin that addresses parenting in a certain way, and the other person may have a family of origin that has a very different parenting approach. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other or worse than the other. How are you going to blend those two styles, and what do you choose to bring to your family of procreation? Yeah,
because in getting solid on what those values are for each of you, and then reminding each other that you have the same common goal. The same common goal is we want a happy, healthy children.
Yes. Because you are going to be blending those styles, be aware that childhood issues will surface, will resurface. So beware of the triggers. Get individual therapy if you need to manage those. Get couples therapy if you need to. There is a lot of unspoken truth underneath whenever a child responds in a certain way, and it just triggers a memory of something that happened in your childhood. So knowing
family
that,
of origin.
the foods,
the family of origin,
family foods. The other one is understanding that with children comes tiredness and a possible loss of sense or identity. The tiredness, right?
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I'm very tired today.
Yeah.
This daytime has me very tired, but also managing that tiredness that comes with the staying up after the kids are done to finish up everything that you need to do. So we recommend that people maintain and nourish their hobbies, their me time, the self-care time, because if you do that, then you are more apt to show up and be present and not be resentful and actually enjoy spending time with the partner, with the children.
In the best version of yourself,
The
allowing
best,
yourself,
yes.
setting the relationship and your family dynamics up for success.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
recharge.
Absolutely.
And when you recharge, you can give to others.
Yeah.
If your cup is empty, not happening.
Full of resentment.
Yes.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Oh, no, we don't know anything.
Speak from experience.
Yes. Understanding that with children will come a lot of extracurricular activities. And this is
So
something
busy. Yeah.
I have seen this grow as a concern in the clients that we work with. It's like there are a lot of stuff from school, from extracurricular activities, sports, music.
Yeah.
Some of the parents have a flexible schedule, some do not. So how do you tag team? How do you make the parent who cannot be there because of an unflexible schedule, how do you make them participate in it? Taking videos, taking photographs, not resenting that parent because of their work schedule. Also kind of connecting in the back end with the dance school or the music school or the school and see, hey, do you have a calendar of events that are going to happen throughout the year so that my partner or myself, we can schedule that out and ask for that time off.
I think too, as a family, coming together and deciding what boundaries to put around these activities, because they can become so all encompassing and overwhelming. So it's okay to say, okay, it's, these days, these practice times that works for our family. This kind of takes it to the next level, and that we're going to sacrifice quality time together. We're going to begin to become exhausted and resentful. So it's okay. Give yourself permission to, even with these extracurricular activities, put some framework around that works for your family.
And let's be very clear, we want our children to go to college and be successful in life. Packing their days, their weeks with all these activities will actually not help them. It will look great on a resume, but they will be so tired when that time comes around.
Well, and we're thinking of holistic well-being, right? And that factors into it as well. Yeah.
And then talking about college, finances is a big issue when we have children. So speaking with your partner and saying, okay, how are we going to manage this? Does our little one really need 1,000 little widgets? Do we need the stroller that automatically turns on and off? How are we going?
Different options.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are we going to manage chores? Do we pay for chores? Do we not pay for chores? Do we pay for some chores? How are we going to plan ahead? Do we want to set up a college fund?
Right.
Do we have, and these are the legal parts of having children, college funds. Do we have a living will?
Right.
That is very important. Do we have active directives? If you have a blended family and your children do get along and one of you doesn't exist anymore, is there a plan for the children to continue staying in contact with their siblings even if they're living with the other parent who survived? So all of those things we have to take into consideration when we're including children into the family. When it comes to adoptions and surrogacy, do we want an open adoption? Do we want a closed adoption? What will the story of their life be? How will you present them coming into the world through adoption, through surrogacy? Those are things to discuss before the baby even comes in.
I know it's interesting because most of us, I know that as we were planning our family, we didn't really sit down and say, hey, let's take a look at all of these things, right? But it just speaks to the complexity of adding children to family. So if you are needing some support in doing that, we are here to help right?
Yes.
None of us, like, families aren't meant to do this on their own.
No, there's no handbook for this. No.
So we would be happy to support your family in transitioning to adding children, whether that be through birth, through remarriage, whatever the components. So give us a call at 813-434-3639, and happy Tuesday.
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye.